Pain, agony, anguish are all dark feelings. But if directed properly, can make right things happen. Hello everyone. Welcome to Time Recaps, where we recap movies and shows in under 15 minutes. Today we shall recap an action thriller movie called American Assassin. I should warn you of spoilers ahead. With that being said, relax and watch the recap. On a Spanish beach, a couple are holidaying. The man is Mitch Rapp. He is happy. In the golden shimmers of the sand, he sees himself sharing his future with his girlfriend. So he pulls out a ring and proposes her. She accepts and they immortalize the moment by clicking photos. He then draws out of the water to grab some drinks. Unfortunately, a shootout happens. The terrorists have surrounded the beach and are gunning the people. Mitch too gets shot in the leg but gets himself up. He is more worried for his girlfriend and goes to look for her. Unfortunately, she is already apprehended by a terrorist who brutally shoots her, and Mitch can only watch her die. 18 months have passed to the incident, and Mitch has surely let the trauma get the better of him as he is more buff and bearded. His routine these days is go to gym, practice firearms and scoot the dark web for the terrorist. He is having a bad day once and almost chokes his sparring partner to death. He is barred for a few days. He next goes to practice firearms and gets reckless again. The following night he is matched with a man who claims he recruits people. He also mentions that they were responsible for the terrorist stuff on the Spanish beach. After quizzing Mitch about Islam, he asks him to meet them in Libya. Mitch boards a ship and is set for there. The activities haven't gone unnoticed and seems like CIA are on his tail. He is received by the man he spoke on dark web, who masks him and takes to a place where he comes face to face with the man who killed his girlfriend. He very carefully draws out a blade he's hiding in one of his folds and is freeing himself. He is almost to attack the man, when he gets shot in the head. The location is ambushed by a group of American Special Forces. Mitch is furious because he didn't get to kill the terrorist himself. Revengeful, he proceeds and stabs him repeatedly. He is apprehended and taken to a CIA facility. Mitch is interrogated thoroughly for his extreme actions. He defends himself, but the CIA want to punish him for his recklessness. He is then paid a visit by the CIA deputy director named Irene Kennedy. She sees in him her asset and asks him to sign up under a CIA program that recruits for missions like these. Mitch can't be bothered. She offers him to either consider joining or be in jail for the rest of his life. What sort of choice is that now? Mitch obviously chooses the former and is taken to a hideout place of Stan Hurley, an ex-Navy SEAL who will train Mitch and other recruits in guerrilla warfare. Is that Batman though? Hurley tries manipulating Mitch and says his one infiltration isn't enough to be considered a pro. Mitch asks to bring the challenge on. Hurley trains them mentally and teaches fighting styles. Next, they are made to train in a simulation world where recruits are told to virtually eliminate specific targets and will receive electric shocks if they kill the wrong ones. During the exercise, Hurley introduces the terrorist image into the program. Mitch goes crazy and keeps shooting at the image. While other recruits fall to electrocution, Mitch keeps going before falling down unconscious. Irene and Hurley are both impressed and disappointed. In the next scene, Irene and other important U.S. officials visit the Iranian embassy in London. They inquire about the 15-kilo weapon-grade plutonium material stolen from a decommissioned Russian nuclear facility. They suspect Iranian hardliners to have stolen it, as they are reportedly unhappy about the nuclear deal with the United States. The Iranian minister denies his government's involvement with both the theft and trade of nuclear materials. The scene shifts to Warsaw, Poland. A group of men are about to sell the stolen plutonium to a man known as Ghost. Some cops sense something fishy and insist upon checking the van. Ghost shoots at the police and the Russians run with the plutonium, thus calling off the deal. Hurley sees the news and immediately recognizes Ghost, who he had trained long back and was considered dead in one of the missions. He insists Irene that she let him take care because Ghost is now his mess. Irene agrees and asks him to go to Istanbul and stop the purchase of a triggering mechanism for the nuclear device that is to happen between Ghost and an Iranian arms dealer. Hurley takes Mitch and Victor to Istanbul. They meet another agent named Annika who will be assisting them there. When Mitch and Annika are surveying, the dealer comes with his men. Mitch bumps into him and steals his phone. They see the texts and are able to come up with a plan. Because his phone got lost, the dealer has come with more men this time. Hurley takes out the military officer and disperses the pack by calling a bomb threat on the other side of the city. Mitch and Victor go into the bar and find Ghost. The dealer is able to get his deal and Ghost spots Victor. He stabs him and takes his gun away. Mitch sees this and goes after Ghost. But Ghost fires in the crowd and uses it as a cover to escape. Because Victor is dead, Hurley calls the mission off, but Mitch ignores his orders and goes after the dealer. He is able to make his assistant follow the dealer and they arrive at a building. He learns that the dealer is on 11th floor. After tying the assistant up, he gets out of the car to find two big dogs chasing him. He gets trapped in the car and the dogs give him up almost when he is able to lock them inside and continue the trail. He climbs up the building to enter the house. Inside he is apprehended by a guard. He opened fires at Mitch and Mitch seems to be losing here. However, he pulls his classic move and stabs him with a broken shard of the glass. He enters the dealer's room and shoots him, thus bringing the mission to fruition. He also takes dealer's laptop. Even though Mitch was able to kill the dealer, which was one of their objectives, Hurley is still furious for Mitch disobeying and acting reckless. Irene sees the brighter side and insists that Mitch stay on the team. She does the math and realizes that now, since Ghost now has all he would need to open the plutonium, the only thing he needs now is a physicist who can make bomb out of the stolen plutonium. They scoot the laptop and find a payment made to a person. They tack him down and the person is revealed to be physicist. The next part of execution of plan is to happen in Rome, so they go there. However, they aren't the only ones to have arrived at Rome. The Iranian security minister has also come there and is received by a few men. They then go to an underground place and we see him and Ghost shake hands. Ghost is helping the Iranians with building the bomb. In the other part of the city, Hurley, Mitch and Annika are able to get a match on physicist and follow him to a hotel. They bug his room and wait for him to get there. Annika sits beside Mitch and asks about the events in Spain. Mitch gets momentarily distracted and does not see that Ghost and his men have found them out. He and Annika are tied up and asked to give the whereabouts of Hurley. Hurley busts in and shoots a few men. Ghost, however, is able to escape. They are able to get hold of physicist and ask to give up the information on the nuclear material. He keeps repeating Ghost's name and nothing else. Back in the room, Annika comes to attend to Mitch's wounds. In the process she slips and gives the Ghost away. That is suspicious to Mitch because they never mentioned the name to her. He confronts her and they duel before Mitch submerses her in a tub of water, at which point she agrees to speak. They learn that Annika is an Iranian foreign agent who is working against the hardliners and government of Iran. She also gives her handler's name and Hurley fixes a meeting between them. The handler turns out to be an acquaintance of Hurley and reveals that the Iranian minister and Ghost are working together to make nuclear weapons to attack United States. Before the handler can say any more, he is shot by Ghost and dies instantly. Irene received the news about the death of the handler. Mitch reveals that Hurley had gone to meet him and displays concern. Irene asks him to stay focused on the nuclear bomb. Mitch doesn't want to listen to her and grabs Annika's phone to prevent them from taking her to the custody. He frees her and asks her to work with him as the handler is dead. Annika agrees and they set out. Meanwhile, Hurley is captured by Ghost. Ghost intends to torture Hurley into giving up the location of his CIA team. Ghost reveals that he is doing all this to get revenge. He felt hurt that he was abandoned to be tortured during his last mission. He also says he loves the money he now makes as a terrorist. Hurley is furious that he doesn't care about the damage and loss of life he is about to cause. Annika and Mitch are able to locate the underground base. Ghost continued to torture Hurley, pulling out his nails and demanding to know the whereabouts of his team members. Hurley endures and says nothing. The minister asks to hurry up the session, but Ghost shoots at him and the guards. Annika and Mitch split and she goes into the facility while Mitch kills the guards outside. Mitch finds Hurley, who tells Mitch to leave him and go after Ghost to stop him from detonating the nuclear bomb. Unfortunately, Annika is captured by Ghost and he uses her as a hostage to bargain with Mitch. She sacrifices herself to give Mitch a chance to kill Ghost. However, Ghost manages to escape and boards a boat with the nuclear bomb. While Hurley was tortured, he was able to do the math to conclude that Ghost wants to use the bomb to attack the U.S. Navy's 6th Fleet. Mitch chases after the boat while the 6th Fleet is alerted by Irene about the impending attack through the CIA channels. On the boat, Mitch and Ghost fight furiously and trying hard to score against each other. Ghost is able to pin Mitch down, but Mitch is able to push and get on top of him. He then slices through his throat and kills him. He diverts the boat away from the 6th Fleet, throws the nuclear weapon in the sea. He is evacuated by the helicopter sent by Irene to rescue Hurley. The device finally detonates and causes a huge hole in the sea and a massive tsunami that almost sinks the 6th Fleet. Fortunately, like happen in all movies, they all survive. Mitch is seen vacationing in Dubai while Hurley is recovering from his injuries. They both watch news, and the Iranian faction that tried to obtain nuclear weapons is projected to win the presidential election. The candidate blames the CIA and American government for the blast that occurred in Mediterranean. The candidate happened to be in Dubai actually. He enters the elevator. But Mitch is already there smiling. That brings us to the end of the recap. Thank you all for watching. See you in next one.